Dear phone, let's break up. Yeah, none of these is a smartphone. I'm recording on it. Is your phone screen time eating up on your real time? Your me time, your tea time, your he time, your she time? You get the picture, right? Is your life consumed by the pings and rings? Ding, ding, ding. You're way past your bedtime, but you find yourself mindlessly browsing your phone screen and are awake till the wee hours at night? Well, you're in a relationship you need to break up with. This is an annoying addiction. We have become cyber zombies with fingers and eyes on our phones all the time, just looking down and not around where life is actually happening. We are not realizing that technology has started to program us rather than us programming it. And you're literally giving your intellectual intelligence to feed the beast that is giving you a detrimental dope for your dopamine. The short-term dopamine dose is quite a fatal one in inducing a mental coma. It's a global problem. It is an everyday, every moment war against distraction. I say slay the senseless stress. Go on a social media detox. Half the depression and sadness will go away. Go spend time in nature, have coffee or cocktails with a friend. Don't hashtag the coffee on Instagram. But then again, if it's not on Instagram, it didn't happen. Well, feed your mind more than your social media feed. As if the blaring idiot box was not enough to make us dim and dry towards our relationships. And now these smartphones have made us dumb and dumber. Dude, you don't even remember your own emergency contact number half the times. And your home phone number also. Your phones are messing with your memory, changing the brain, and killing your attention span. We're living life in the hashtag lane here. Checking your likes is the new tobacco, and the app stores want your soul. There are billions of people on Facebook and Instagram, which is literally more than a lot of religious followers. People are glued to their phones all the time, countless times a day, and we have lost the millennials jacked into mindlessness and trapped in technology. A typical person checks their phone every 15 minutes. It's a constant anxiety reflex and hence senseless stress. And God forbid if the battery was low or about to die. Hashtag panic attack. Social media trap is absolute mindlessness, and let me share something I personally tried before I started scribbling my thoughts on this topic. I decided to take a plunge into the mindless browsing and scrolling, and I realized it's a one-way door, and then when you're stuck, you're in a trap of all kinds of posts and videos, whether it's some scandalous or breaking news or some tempting food video, or food being quite the trap for me, or it's some famous Hollywood, Bollywood celeb news, their plastic surgeries or fashion faux pas with unlimited trolling and whatnot. Like, what on earth are we feeding our brains here? And this whole mindlessness is a trap that's like a very advanced terminator for our productivity. Let's talk about forwards. Garbage in, garbage out. People who send constant forwards mindlessly don't realize that eventually their messages will automatically be sent to your mind's spam because the meaning or purpose of messages is diluted. You want to be in touch with someone or reach out because you thought of them today? Send a personal message or a nice thought telling them you're remembering them or you're missing them. Sending mindless forwards will only distance you, as not everyone has the taste or time for forwards. A stage will come where they'll miss your important messages too. Think of it this way. Even if you like a product or a service a lot, but when the brands, they start sending you too many promotional mails, you put them in a spam and stop looking at it. Similarly, the same goes for your mind's MO. Sleep-in time. Every night, 2-3 hours before bedtime, a tiny gland in our brain begins to release a hormone called melatonin that tells our body that it's nighttime and makes us sleepy. When the daylight, which is a blue light, hits the back of your eyes in the morning, our brain stops producing melatonin and we feel awake. When blue light fades at night, melatonin begins to release again. But we're so hooked to our phone screens that radiate blue light that we end up giving ourselves a jet lag. Screen time, especially an hour before bedtime, keeps us up late and harms the quality of our sleep. Get your life back. Monitor and limit your screen time. Try the morning mindfulness. When you wake up, you're very suggestible. Don't look at your phones. It's tempting to look at the messages, likes, and comments, but be mindful of the fact that energy flows where attention goes. Do you really want to start your day mindlessly, setting that tone for the rest of the day? We're blocking our own creative process. Understand your self awareness. Study your own brain, as that controls everything: relationships, health, income. Everyone knows what to do, but are you doing it? Are you doing the right thing for you? It's your brain, your memory. You need to pay attention to, as morning is the best time to set the tone for the rest of your day. And don't lose that alpha hour to meaningless distractions. Master your mind. That's where you live all your life. Meditate, breathe, observe your mind, the monkey. Identify your thought path and patterns and direct them towards something constructive. Unprecedented junk today dents our minds with an overload of unwanted or negative info. We gotta be careful, conscious, and selective of what we are feeding our minds. Stop watching that breaking news. The only thing it's breaking is you. With the virus to your mind of death, fear, rape, attacks, oh my god, wars, hijacks, scandals, and whatnot. And the number of COVID cases is another apocalyptic scenario you don't want to keep a constant track of, as it's not the stock exchange of Wall Street. All this is only terrorizing your minds, doing the terrorist's job for them. Social media is such a wonderful tool today to reach out to people without disturbing them, but it is catastrophic and detrimental when abused. Tell me this: does social media control you? The more we use social media, the more isolated we feel, and the more isolated we feel, the more we use social media. And the result of this constant twister in your head: hashtag depression, hashtag anxiety. Our days, many didn't even have a picture of when they were born. And kids today are born online and retweeted and liked, and before they see the world, they see smartphones and smile. It's extremely sad and annoying today that people don't have conversations anymore. And sitting together, they're on their phones. Best part? We're not even living our real lives anymore. It's all a projection. Real life versus real life. And most of them are getting more and more sad and depressed, with the other ones highlighted red. You've no idea what's going on the other side of the apparent green grass. They're behind the scenes reality. Relationship status? It's complicated. Not with the phones though. Today, we have our news feeds and gadgets customized to our clicks and likes, but we are failing at relationships because they involve patience and work, and unlike a gadget or an app, cannot be customized. Despite being the most advanced technology ever created that created the AI, we've stopped evolving, and the gadgets are evolving more into humans, even better in some cases. We're trying to buy phones and gadgets we can't afford to impress people we don't like. Our times, we used to fight with our parents for their attention that was shared with the other sibling. And today, we've lost the battles to the bloody smartphones. The machines have literally taken over. So here's a debating thought I'm leaving you with, that while on one hand, the use of technology is replacing human contact, on the other hand, this technology is all we use to establish new contacts or relations, not Tinder and Bumble, blah, blah. But here's the one key insight that this debate lacks, which is that we're treading a fine thread between what technology does and how we as consumers use technology. Do we let it sap the energy from us and spend time in mindless pursuits, or do we start taking small digital sabbaticals to feed our souls and feel fulfilled and energized? Enroll in a class, read that book, real dates and dinners, meeting friends in real time. Think about it. The more attention you pay to actual world around you, the more you connect with yourself and the world. We have less time than we realize, but we also have more time than we think. It's your life. What do you want to pay attention to? Leaving you with that food for thought. Be mindful of where your attention goes because that is where the energy flows. Sending lots of love and mindfulness.